As we mentioned a little bit ago, it would be a shocker, to say the least, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't fully aware and fully on board with the idea of moving on from George Pickens. And I think we spitballed yesterday during the show about the possibility of another Allen Lazard, Aaron Rodgers reunion. I did a little digging after the show. Lazard reduced his salary for 2025 from $11 million down to $2.5 million. It is a very tradable contract. I don't know why the Jets want to keep a guy. And we did talk about Lazard yesterday because I said, with all due respect, he stinks when Aaron Rodgers isn't around, but he's great when Aaron Rodgers is around. I'm told he is in play for the Steelers. And I don't know why Steelers fans would scoff at that. The guy is good when he's paired up with Aaron Rodgers, and you need someone other than DK Metcalf. You need someone. This isn't Aaron Rodgers bringing Nathaniel Hackett and Devontae Adams and Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb and David Bakhtiari and Aaron Jones. This is one guy who has proven time and again that he is a vastly different player with Rodgers than without Rodgers.
Yeah, listen, he can work. He still can work. There's still a faction in the offense for a guy like Allen Lazard, especially with a guy like Rodgers at quarterback and an Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. But at the very least, to your point and what we talked about yesterday, I just would be shocked if we went here from all the way to training camp without Pittsburgh bringing in another proven commodity. I think that you got to look at their roster. If you're a GM or a coach, you got to go, wait, it's a little risky with the group we're going into here this year. Do we really want to do this? Like, I know we got some under-the-radar potential guys, but what if they don't reach that potential? Or they've been injured in the past, and they get injured again. And then we're like, oh, damn, we're in Shitsville, USA here today again, right? So that's where, yes, I would expect a Lazard or somebody of that type of, experience, played in the league, not a huge price tag to be added to that roster maybe when Rodgers comes to town, because they need it for sure.
Gary and I are communicating the sheets because I have no idea what these tweets from Allen Lazard are supposed to mean, but apparently he reacted to the news he's in play for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So he's not leaving the Jets. Like, okay. All right, have fun with the Jets where your buddy Aaron Rodgers isn't there. And it ultimately isn't up to him. He doesn't have a no-trade clause. Have a no-trade clause. If they want to send him to Pittsburgh, they'll send him to Pittsburgh. One call on the bat phone from Aaron Rodgers, well, FaceTime, because we know Aaron Rodgers' phone doesn't work at his house, so it has to be a FaceTime. And Allen Lazard's position is going to be very different. So, again, he's already chopped his pay down to a thing that makes his cap number and his cash obligation much more palatable to the Jets than it was, and also something that is much easier to trade than it had been. And he did the only thing he could do. I thought they were just going to cut him.
Well, I wonder if he wishes that happened. Right.
He could have dug in his heels and said, I'm not cutting my pay. I mean, why not? Unless he really does want to stay with the Jets. Maybe he loves it in New York, even if he's a healthy scratch. He was a healthy scratch the year that Aaron Rodgers was out with the torn Achilles tendon. By the time Black Friday game rolled around, he's a healthy scratch, and he's making $10 million, which I know isn't top of the market now, but it was a pretty good contract when he signed it.
No, yes, you're right. I mean, that first year was a disaster. It was. It wasn't good for him. It wasn't good for Rodgers, obviously. Yeah, he was dropping the ball. He wasn't dependable that way. He couldn't find a connection with Zach Wilson that year, so they moved on. He was a little bit better last year, right? But, yeah, he's not going to be a guy that just, blows your socks off all the time with wow plays. It's big. It's using his body. It's 50-50 balls. It's boxing people out. That's what he does. That's who he is, and there is value for that. So, we'll see where this goes here. But, yeah, I got to wonder, too, did he want to – maybe he took that pay cut before this was shaken down with Aaron Rodgers, because this makes it more complicated. I mean, I wonder if he had a do-over, he'd just go, wait, yeah, I'm not adjusting my contract. Just cut me, because I'll just go wherever, number 12 in Green Bay goes.
Yeah, and maybe he's saying what he has to say for now to push back against it until it happens. I think if the opportunity rolls around for him to be traded to a team where he's reunited with Rodgers and he's higher on the depth chart maybe than he would be. And it's a stretch at this point that he's a number 2. I'm looking at his stats. He had one good year the Green Bay Packers, his contract year in 2022, he had 788 receiving yards. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
That's the high. Then he had 311 with 14 games and 12 starts in his first year with the Jets. 311 on 23 catches. And again, he was a healthy scratch. He had 14 games, but I think for 3 games he was a healthy scratch. And the numbers just aren't there. It didn't justify an 8-figure contract, but it makes him, if you consider what we think an Amari Cooper, who's not going to settle for $2.5 million, would want, a Keenan Allen, who made $20 million last year, is going to take a 90% pay cut. That's probably not working. Gabe Davis is available now, but there's no history between him and Rodgers. There's a history there. It's a low number, and he's had his best times with Rodgers on the field. I just think it makes sense for this to be explored and potentially happen, because the Steelers need to do something. Pickens is gone. If Rodgers shows up, it can't just be DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers. You got to have something else. Robert Woods, I don't know. Randall Cobb, no. You got to have something that helps give Rodgers an option if DK Metcalf is truly double covered and blanketed, and Rodgers is afraid he's going to throw an interception and screw up his touchdown-interception ratio.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And Lazard, listen, last year, it's third on the Jets team in receiving yards. It's 6 touchdowns, right? I mean, it's 14 yards per catch. So like
last year he did 530.
Yeah, 530, and that was third on their team, which I know it wasn't a great offense, but it does show that there's still something there. I mean, there is value
in 12 games.
Yes.
In 12 games. I mean, so that would extrapolate to another 5 games.
Right.
He would have had maybe 800 yards last year.
Yeah, exactly. So there's something there. His size, right? It is a weapon. It is a weapon in the red zone to do that, and he can run down the field and stress you that way. So, yeah, I would think things go that way. I know Keenan Allen's out there, but I would think Keenan Allen's going to want more than $2 million a year, right? And so I don't know what that price tag is. He would make sense, that type of player. But, yeah, it's going to be like with the Amari Coopers and Keenan Allens of the world, it's going to be about that money and what they expect. They've been getting big paychecks for a while, and this is going to be the first year where the NFL is going to go, you're not in the big paycheck category anymore. And that's always a tough thing for the player to adjust in their brain as they sit there, in the offseason.
Well, whatever the Steelers do, they need to do something. They need help at the position now that they have extricated George Pickens from their roster and sent him to the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go ahead and take a break. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.